Okay, today we're going to read Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day by Judith Vorst. Are you ready? We're just going to read through first. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running, and I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very
bad day.
There we go. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box, and Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll move to Australia. In the carpool, Mrs. Gibson let Becky have a seat by the window. Aubrey and Elliot got seats by the window too. I said I was going to be scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said if I don't get a seat by the window, I'm going to be carsick. No one even answered. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. Could you see an invisible castle? Silly boy. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend, and that Albert Moyo was his next best friend, and that I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. That's not very nice, is it? I hope the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone, the ice cream part falls off the cone part and lands in Australia. There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? Whose mother you think did?
Paul's.
Alexander's. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. That's what it was, because after school my mom took us all to the dentist, and Dr. Fields found a cavity just in me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said. I'm going to Australia. On the way downstairs the elevator door closed on my foot, and while we were waiting for my mom to go get the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy, and when I started crying because of the mud, Nick said I was a crybaby. And while I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. I'm having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad. I told everybody. No one even answered. So when we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers, Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes. But then the shoe man said we're all sold out. They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them. When we picked up Dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copying machine, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk, and I was careful as could be, except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia. My dad said please don't pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate limas. There was kissing on TV, and I hate kissing. My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eyes. My marble went down the drain, and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I hate my railroad train pajamas. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow he said I could keep, and the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not with me. It has been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom says some days are like that. Even in Australia. Okay, so let's go back through the beginning. And what was the first thing that happened? I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. So what was the problem?
He shouldn't have gone to bed chewing gum.
Exactly right, because that caused him to wake up with gum in his hair, didn't it? Okay, so the cause was I went to sleep with gum in my mouth. And the effect was now I have gum in my hair. Okay, when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running. Okay, so why did he trip on his skateboard?
He shouldn't have left it out.
Exactly, so the cause was he left it, and the effect was he tripped on it. Right. Okay, so by mistake I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running.
He shouldn't have left the water running.
And he's exactly right. So that's the cause. What's the effect? What happened because he left the water running?
He dropped his jacket.
His sweater, yeah, in the water. Okay. So let's see here. He really couldn't have done much about. What could he have done to find a... It says at breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal. And I just found cereal in mine. What could he have done differently to find something in his?
Dig.
Well, he could have maybe chosen another cereal box. Maybe he could have chosen a different one. You think? So the cause was he didn't choose the right cereal box. The effect was he didn't find anything in his cereal box. So he's going to move to Australia. You think he's really going to go to Australia? Huh? Okay, let's skip ahead to... At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. So what's the problem?
He didn't really draw a picture.
Yeah, he said he did. So the cause was he had a blank page. He left it blank. What's the effect? The teacher said,
No, Anthony.
yeah, she liked the sailboat better. Right.
Because there was nothing on Anthony's paper.
Yeah. Alexander. Yeah, Alexander is his name. Okay. At singing time, she said I was singing too loud. So what was the problem?
You should have lowered his voice.
That's right. He should have lowered his voice. So the cause was he was singing too loud. The effect was the teacher said he was singing too loud. Excuse me. Okay, here's a good one. There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had coconut sprinkles on top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? So what's the cause? What happened to make him have no dessert? Guess whose mother forgot? So what's the cause? Mom didn't put anything in there, so the cause is Mom forgot. The effect is what? Now Alexander
doesn't have any dessert.
Right, no sweet treat for Alexander. Okay, he has a cavity. What's the cause? We've talked about that before. What makes cavities? Sugar. So he ate too much sugar. Now what's the effect? He ate too much sugar, so
he has a cavity.
That's right. So the cause is sugar. The effect is a cavity. Here we go. Here's a good one. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot. So what do you think the cause is? Do you think he was taking his sweet time? What could he have done differently so that the elevator door didn't close on his foot? Hurried up. So he took his little time and the elevator door closed. So the cause, he went too slow. The effect, the door closed on his foot. That's a good one. I think we've got it down. I think that's probably a pretty good lesson for cause and effect. Let's read the title page one more time. What's his name?
Alexander's horn.
No. What's this word? No. Sound it out. Now blend it. And this is a sight word.
Alexander's and his.
No. That's a sight word, remember? What's TH together say always?
Touch.
The
Alexander and the
terrible.
Biola.
Terrible.
You blend it.
Terrible.
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 Terrible. Horrible. No good. Very bad day.
Perfect. Perfect. So we've got a good lesson on cause and effect. What's the cause? Cause is what here, sit up, baby. Cause is what makes something happen. The effect is what?
It does happen.
Effect is what? Yeah, that's right. It does happen. Effect is what makes it happen. Is what does happen. Thank you. You've been a great student.